Let's go, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Palpite du Broek Show. Today I'm bringing you predictions and analysis for our beloved Thursday. It's Thursday here with a very interesting lineup, and I've picked out some good matches. And I'm going to give you a complete analysis of goals, corners, cards, handicaps, everything you're entitled to right here in this video, okay? If you enjoy the video, the only thing I ask is that you leave a like. It really helps me out. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you who do that. Subscribe to the channel if you want to get predictions every day. I record for you every single day, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Deal? Those are today's messages. Enough talk, enough stalling. Let's go watch the video for this Thursday, all right? Let's go. Guys, I'm going to bring you a quick update to show the results we had on Tuesday, okay? In total, I recommended 20 predictions, 15 of them were good and 5 didn't work out, with one result being really bad. The worst game was the Mallorca match. Mallorca was a complete disappointment this Tuesday. All 3 recommended prediction scenarios for this game lost, okay? The rest of the games I can say were very good, except for the over 2.5 in the Barcelona match, which was another disappointment. I expected a much more active Barcelona. In the first half, it was 0-0, and they scored both goals at the end of the game. Anyway, a result well below what I expected, okay? But aside from that, it was a good result for the day overall, okay? Now, I'm going to bring you Thursday's predictions, so let's go. Wednesday is happening right now. Now, at the moment I'm recording, the final of the Club World Cup between Paris Saint-Germain and Flamengo is taking place, with Paris Saint-Germain leading 1-0. Let's see the result at the end of the game. So let's start here, folks, with Galatasaray facing Başakşehir here in the Turkish Cup. Brazil time, this game is at 2:30 in the afternoon. Galatasaray has an advantage, I would say. It's a slightly stronger team to face Başakşehir here. It won't be an easy game, I would say. So I wouldn't risk it pre-live, for example, to take odds of 1.57 on Galatasaray. Honestly, I prefer to go for the double chance Galatasaray win or draw. They have a better average of goals scored. It's a team that scores 2 goals per game, while Başakşehir averages 1.5. With Galatasaray playing at home, I believe they'll take advantage of that, both because they're at home and because of their offensive quality, so I'm going with the double chance, okay? The odds, Leo? 1.20, odds of 1.20 for us to add to a ticket, to a bet builder. I think it's worth it. Corners, over 6. If you want to take more of a risk, go for over 7, but I looked at the team's recent matches and I prefer to go with over 6 corners. As for cards, I'm going with over 3 in total. It's a more aggressive match, and the team's average is over 4 cards. For example, Başakşehir's average is 5. So over 3 in the match. In total, I believe it will happen. Next game, we're heading to the Copa del Rey in Spain. Here we have Burgos facing Getafe. The match is simply at 3 in the afternoon, Brazil time, round of 32. Straight to the point with you, it's a very, very balanced game. Ah, Leo, but Burgos doesn't play in the main La Liga. Even so, okay. No, it's not going to be a game with a tendency to be easy for Getafe. We have here 2 teams with a rather interesting average number of goals, especially Getafe, but if you look here, I'll show you so you can see in the last 5 games of Burgos, under 3.5 goals hit in all 5, less than 3.5 goals. On Getafe's side, 1, 2, 3, 4. It only didn't hit against Navalcarnero. In the rest, it was under 3.5 goals. I'm going to work with this line, more on the line, especially since it's a decisive match. And we saw recently in the Copa del Rey, which happened this week, that the games had few goals. There weren't that many goals. So under 3.5 ends up having value. The odds, they're not that great. I'm going to take a risk on under 2.5, okay? I said I would go for under 3.5, but I checked here. The odds are below 1.20. So for me, it's not worth it. So I'll take under 2.5. I'll take the risk. The odds are 1.40. For a ticket, I think that's it, okay? Corners, I'm going for under 13. I checked most of the team's recent games. It's under 13 corners. And for cards, I'm going with both teams to get one. At least 1 card for each side. I think the probability of that happening is very, very high. After that, also for the Copa del Rey, at the same time, we have Ourense facing Atletico Bilbao. Here, straight up with you guys, this is already a game with a higher probability of goals. We have Ourense with a very productive goal average, 3.0, and Atletico Bilbao, 2.3. If we look at the history, let me pull it up here, you'll see, look, over 1.5 in the last 5 games for Ourense, and over 1.5 in Atletico Bilbao's games, 3 out of 5. But, come on, they play in the main La Liga, for example, they faced Paris Saint-Germain, and it was 0-0, but that was in the Champions League, so really that's another level, I can say. But over 1.5 goals for me, that's exciting here, okay? The odds are 1.35. 1.35 is good to add to a ticket or to create a nice bet, so I'll recommend it. Corners, under 13 corners in total. It's a more balanced game for corners because the team's averages aren't that high as you can see. And in most games, this line was met, so under 13. Leo, I want to take a bit more risk. Go for under 12, okay? As for cards, over 3. This is a game that tends to be foul heavy, or for those who want to take more risk, more cards for Orense. After that, we head to Italy. Here we simply have the Napoli versus Milan match. What a game, huh? What a great semi-final match in the Italian Championship, the Coppa Italia, right? This one is simply at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Brazil time. Napoli comes in. They're doing well in the race if you take a look. They're not the favorite, okay? The favorite is Milan. Milan is at odds of 2.50, while Napoli is at odds of 2.75. 3 wins and 2 draws in Napoli's last home games. Milan comes from 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. So what am I going to recommend? A lot of people might judge me, but I'm going with double chance for Napoli. Napoli has a higher average of goals scored and a lower average of goals conceded. So Napoli's offensive and defensive systems are better, as we can see here. I really believe it's going to be a balanced game, so that's why I'm going for a draw or Napoli win. The famous double chance, right? Double chance for Napoli. Odds 140, 140. I'm going to put myself out there with this one, okay? This will be my recommendation. Draw or Napoli. For corners under 13, the team's averages aren't that high, and most of their head-to-heads went under 13. That's going to be my recommendation. And for cards, I'm going with both get one. At least one card for each side. I really believe in that. Let's go back to the Copa del Rey because we have this match between Real Murcia and Real Betis. Real Betis is, look, playing top-level football, guys. They're playing really, really well. I believe here that Real Betis can even win. The odds opened at 1.44, which is an odds for us to watch live and look for confirmation for those who work with exchanges or really work live to go for the straight win for Real Betis. They're the better team. I believe they'll win. But for the pre-live, before the ball starts rolling, I would go for over 1.5, okay? Over 1.5 goals. You can see that the average for Real Betis is 3.0, the total average, and for Real Murcia, it's 2.3. I really believe there will be at least 2 goals in the match. The odds, 1.25. For a betting slip, that's pretty good. For corners, we're going for over 4 corners for Real Betis. For me, they're going to have the higher intensity. They'll set the pace of the game more and as a result, win more corners. So that's why I'm going for more corners for Betis. For cards, I'm going for more home cards. Same thing as more corners, but since Betis will probably keep more possession, Real Murcia will have to defend more and as a result, get more cards. That's why I'm going for more cards for the home team. And to wrap up, guys, we have 2 games, one in Bolivia and one in Ecuador. Let's start with Bolivia. A shout out to everyone from Bolivia who follows me, and let's go. We have the semi-final, okay, of the Copa de la División Profesional, the second leg. We have the match between Nacional Potosí and the strongest. Here in Brazil, we call them the strongest. If that's not how it's said in Bolivia, I apologize, okay? But in Brazil, it's the strongest. So let's get to it. Nacional Potosí is on an excellent run at home with 5 straight wins. The strongest is one of the strongest teams in Bolivia, but they're not doing so well away from home with 3 wins and 2 losses. If we look at the average number of goals, it's very similar, but the strongest defensive system is very flawed. So here I'm going with home team qualifies. Is it risky? Yes, but it's where I see the most value because Nacional Potosí played a great game in the first leg and now they're playing at home, so I really believe they'll qualify, okay? Home team qualifies. Odds are 1.36. For corners, I'm going with over 7. For corners and cards, I'm going with over 4 cards in total for the match. It's a match that's more aggressive when it comes to cards with more fouls, and we can see that the probability of this happening is very high, okay? And to wrap things up, we have LDU Quito facing Universidad Católica in the Ecuador Cup final. This is the final, folks. I'm simply going against the statistics. I believe it's going to be a balanced match, not an easy one, a really tough game. I would go for under 3.5. But Leo, the team's average is high, even so it's a final. Usually the teams come in very focused, and I believe it will be a match with at most 3 goals. So my recommendation for you is under 3.5. What's the odds, Leo? 1.22 for a ticket, that's my recommendation. For corners, I'm going for over 7 corners in total. There are 2 teams with a very high average, so it's over 2. And for cards, I'm going for over 3. It's an aggressive match, a match for cards. Recommendation, over 3 in total. Alright? That's what I, Léo Freitas, would suggest for you to bet on pre-live this lovely Thursday. I want to thank everyone from all the countries that follow me, Brazil, Bolivia, Canada, anyway, Brazil, the whole world now. Soon we'll reach the whole world, God willing. I won't always get every prediction right, so focus on the ones you feel most confident about, okay? Any recommendations, any suggestions for the channel that you want to make? The comments are open for you to freely share your recommendations. Anyway, okay? To criticize me, to praise me, to say what's good, what could be improved. Leave your thoughts there, because in Brazil, I already know how things work. But in these countries I'm covering now, English and Spanish speaking ones, I don't know how you place your bets, if it's the same way as in Brazil, okay? So I hope it is, because if it is, we pretty much speak the same language. All right, guys. So any recommendations, you can leave them in the comments, and I'll always be reading and trying to improve as much as I can. All right? I hope I was able to help you. God bless you all. Before I go, let's get to our ticket. Simply put, double chance for Milan, double chance for Galatasaray. Udisa is a cool place for us to work. This operation will be for all channels, so here are the screenshots from Brazil, and also for those who work outside of Brazil in Spanish and English, the screenshots are there, okay? That's it. God bless you all. I'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching. Big hug. We're in this together.